quiet if you go through our main lobby, that would be greatly appreciated. And now it's my great pleasure to reintroduce the director of the Virgin Monologues, Sophia Coppola. I'm confusing my titles. Virgin Suicides.
Introduce my producers, Chris Hanley, Julie Costanzo, and Dan Halstead. Will the cast come back up here? Nancy and Chris and Richard Beggs and Melissa Kent, if you're here. Are Brian Reitzel and Air here? Are they at sound check?
Richard, how are you?
Roman, will you come up here? Ed, do you want to come up here? You can stay there. Okay, Ed, will you stand up, our DP? I just want to introduce the crew. This is Melissa Kent, one of our two editors, along with Jim Lyons. Jim's not here. Chris Neal, my acting coach, acting department. Nancy Steiner, our costume designer. Richard Beggs, our sound designer. And my big brother Roman, who shot all the second unit and the montages and helped me out. And you know the rest of the people. I don't know what we're supposed to do now, but I have stage fright, so I'm not going to ask for questions. If anyone wants to ask a question, we'll answer.
Go ahead. Any questions?
Okay.
Over there.
There we go. Go ahead.
Why did you choose to shoot in full frame 1, 2, 3?
Question is, why did you choose to shoot it in full frame?
Ed and I decided to do 1/6/6 because we thought it was more like the photos that influenced us, and it looked more like photos. And the movie's supposed to be a memory, so we thought like a scrapbook of photos of memory.
Yes. How long was the shooting schedule, is the question?
29 days.
Question.
The subject matter seemed to be very, very, very dark, and I'm not sure if that was something that came personally or something that you read about, but where did that whole idea and everything come from?
Subject matter seemed very dark. Where did that idea come from?
It was based on the novel of the same title, so I think the darkness came from that. I just tried to translate the book into a film.
What touched you about the book?
I just loved the book. I liked how it was about something that it was tragic, but it was also funny at the same time, and about adolescent love and obsession.
Yes, go ahead. How did the process come about that she directed this? And specifically picked this book?
She asked why I picked this book to make my first film, and I wasn't planning to make a film, but I loved the book, and I actually heard someone else was going to do it, and I heard how they were doing it, and I felt really protective. So I thought instead of complaining about how they should do it, I sat down and wrote the script, and then begged Chris Hanley here to read my version, and they decided to give me a shot.
Any more questions?
I love the movie. I just have a question. Was the book also told partially from the boy's point of view? Was the book also told partially from the boy's point of view?
Was the book also told from the boy's point of view?
Yes.
Here we go.
I hate to ask to give away any of your inside thoughts on it, but can you talk at all about the significance of the trees? I mean, what was that?
Can you talk about the significance of the trees?
Not what was that?
Does anyone else want to? That was in the book, and I thought the author was trying to make a metaphor about the loss of the girls and life. I thought they were a symbol of that. That was my interpretation from the book.
Here?
My question is actually for Kristen Dunst. I'm wondering, since you've been involved in major motion pictures recently, what motivated you to do an independent film?
The question is for Kristen, what motivated her to do an independent film?
Okay, now I gotta breathe, because after the film, you get so nervous, but the fact that Sophia was doing it and I had read the script and it was so beautiful, and I mean, how could you turn down this movie? And I've done other independent films since then, and so I mean, I've done both, so it's not like I'm just doing big movies or not. So, and I think it's important to do both because the characters that are really challenging are mostly in the independent world.
Excuse me, up here.
Up there,
I
balcony.
just wanted to ask, do you anticipate that there will be any criticism that the film might glamorize suicide at all? Have you anticipated that, and how would you plan to respond to it?
Did everyone hear that?
Yeah, we heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that question's come up, and I obviously didn't want to do that. That's why the story isn't realistic or realism, and it's not. I don't really think it's about suicide or exploring that. It's supposed to. I saw that as a metaphor about the loss of their childhood. So I tried to make that abstract and not make it too realistic. And I think it's clear when audiences see it. That they know what's real and what's not.
Also, we talked a lot with the National Association about teenage suicide, because Sophia was always aware of the danger, perhaps, or the criticism, potential criticism for glamorizing suicide. They said the greatest problem that they have is not talking about it, not bringing it up, and that the most common thing they hear always is, oh, don't talk about it, don't put the idea in their heads. So I think that that's probably a very good thing that we did.
Time for just a few more. Right there. How did you pick the girls?
How could you? Yeah. How could you turn down these girls? I don't know. I met a lot, and these were the ones that walked in that were the Lisbon girls. And Leslie, I've known since she was 4. We were missing one girl, and she never acted before. And I said, "Can you get up here to Toronto? We need another sister." And yeah.
They're right there now.
This is a question for Mr. Woods. Your performances always look so effortless. And I was at a screening last night where Danny DeVito came up and talked about how he was thrown into the role like a week before or something like that. And I want to know because that performance, by the way, was very, very natural, very effortless looking. I just want to know from the two pros up there, I guess this could be a double question from the two most experienced, distinguished actors on stage. Is it really as effortless as you make it look, or did you spend like months preparing for the roles and really getting into? Because I mean, you really pull off something.
This is for Jane Woods and anyone else who wants to tackle it. How do you make it look so effortless?
I just had so much fun doing this movie. I don't think there was any effort at all. I mean, it was just, I read the script, I loved it. You know, I just kind of drew on those deep inner resources to play the character who's, I'm sad to say, really actually me.
I think my biggest problem with Mrs. Lisbon, whose first name we still don't know, is, yeah, she made me so sad. I was so sad all the time for this poor woman that it was like getting out of bed in the morning going, oh, please help her. So that was basically my preparation.
I want to thank Giovanni Ribisi, our narrator.
Two more. Right there.
Yeah, Sophia, the experience you had with Godfather 3,
Take the virgin suicide.
ask her whether she thought, what that experience as an actress, how did that translate into her work?
Did everyone hear that? Yeah. He asks, considering her role in Godfather 3, what did that experience bring to this project?
I'm less afraid of the critics.
Yes. Balcony? No. Okay, here we go.
I haven't read the book, and I'm just curious how close in parallel you staged the book and where you veered and why.
The question is, how close did she stick to the book and where did she veer from it and why?
Because I was such a fan of the book, I tried to stick as close to it as I could. And I had to leave out a lot of parts that I really liked, so you should read the book. But because it's a film, not a book, it changes. So I can't remember anymore, but I tried to stick pretty close, and the narration's from the book, and the point of view. And Trip Fontaine's from the book.
I think that's all we have time for.
Sam.
Was it Red what?
What's
Were you
it?
going to the after party?
Yeah.
Where was it again?
Red Creek or something? Deer Creek?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Congratulations,
Yeah.
This movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, she's good.